Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast, now with the Digit Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. I cannot believe this, but this is season 5. So thanks to you. This is a thriving podcast, reaching the corners of the world, all the women out there, and I'm so excited and proud to be with you. All right, super excited because I am launching a new podcast with my 2 co-hosts, Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie. And we are going to be on this feed on Thursdays. It is called The Artist Entrepreneur. We are 3 aerialists and dancers navigating our businesses. And if you'd like to check that out, just check out your inbox on Thursdays. Also in partnership with Sweet Retreats, I'm so excited to be hosting an intermediate aerial dance retreat June 21st through the 28th. Still have some spots available. Please check out the show notes for that. Roll it out every Tuesday and Thursday. Of course, my comprehensive course for those who want to train on their own or you have spotty access to instructors. It's beginner to intermediate, fully online. And then, of course, aerial rehab, postpartum, post-injury, meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. Of course, I'm teaching all over the place this year, Texas, heading back to LA, Ohio, and of course, Oaxaca in June. Let's get started. How are you? Oh my God, you're in LA, right?
Yeah.
How's it going? Is it calmed down? Are you having mudslides?
I wish I could say that I knew what was happening in Los Angeles. I live in West Adams, and like the fires were on like the 2 opposite sides. Mm-hmm. There was like some bad air quality for the first few days, but I wasn't even in town for it. So
okay. Well, this is good. You didn't have to suffer so much.
Yeah, I didn't. I know a lot of people that lost homes, and
yes,
our ocean is fucked, excuse my language.
Oh, you can curse on this podcast because it's just a big drain.
Okay.
It's just a big drain. Like everything drains to our beaches.
Yeah.
So we're in like adjacent circles.
Yeah.
But in LA, we never intersected until I almost left because I'm in San Antonio now.
Yeah. Cute town. I like it there.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, it saddens me that like there's many people in that category for me that like we're in adjacent circles. Everyone we know knows everyone we know, but we don't know each other.
Yeah.
And we interacted on a gig that I didn't end up doing. I think you ended up doing a couple times.
Yeah.
And then my partner was the drummer on that gig.
Nice.
Actually. But I never got to spend time with you except for maybe a couple times we passed each other in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know Los Angeles is so big, and they're really it's kind of spread out. So where you go to your gym, like it could leave you far away from everybody else.
Yes.
Right now, there's just really no actual gyms in LA that are conducive for professional training. Honestly, like just everybody has, their schools, and it's good for if you're like beginning and intermediate because you're just taking classes, but there's no real place to train here, which is so sad.
Yeah, because kind of the financial nature of having one of those spaces means that you have to really like just rake in the students.
Yeah.
I get that from the business perspective.
Yeah.
So the reason why I asked Elena to come on the podcast is because I saw on Instagram that she is working in coordination with ACE.
Yes.
Yes, and I want to get to that. But before that, can you just introduce yourself to the audience, a little bit about yourself, your aerial practice, your career a bit, and then a little bit about your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that. It's always fun to talk and meet new people, like for reals, kind of meet them. Even if it is on the internet, it's like, it feels like we're actually meeting. So I've been in circus for over 20 years. I started in Chicago At the time, there really weren't circus schools. There was the one in San Francisco, the San Francisco Circus Center, which is still there. Um, and so I kind of trained. I met an aerialist. The first time I saw an aerialist do it outside of a circus setting, it was in a gallery, and it was so beautiful, and I was like, oh, that's something I could really like latch onto. And I was older. I was 26 when I saw that, and I looked into it, and there just really wasn't a place to train or learn. And then I met that same woman on a dance floor in a nightclub in Chicago, and I danced myself up to her, and I was like, "You're cool. I want to learn trapeze. Let's be friends."
Okay, that's hard to do too. Like to see that person, unless it was the same place.
No, it was it was just like
Small
totally
world.
random, different place. Yeah.
Okay. And she was like, yeah, let's be friends.
Yeah, she was super open to it. She let me, basically she was training in a warehouse, and just like had a trapeze up, and she paid like $100 a month to have it in there. And she was like, share the cost of that and I will teach you what I know. So I did that for a little bit, and then we went to San Francisco a couple of times and did take lessons from Helene Turcotte, who was a champion duo trapeze artist with her partner, and she was incredible. And so that's kind of how I did it. Things I would like travel to various places and take private lessons for a small period of time, and then come back and train on my own.
Like, what year was this?
This was
Just
2002.
Okay. I started in like 2007. And even that was like, it was starting to become more options.
Yeah.
But
In 2005, I met Shayna Swanson, it was like late 2004, early 2005. I met Shayna Swanson, and she was teaching. She had just come back from circus school in Europe, and she was teaching in a gymnastics gymnasium. And I went and started taking classes with her, and she quickly was able to get work. And so I was doing construction as my full-time job. I was like renovating kitchens and bathrooms. And
really?
yeah,
No idea. I didn't know that.
yeah, it was, I enjoy that actually. I really like hands-on work. I like all of it. So it was really fun until it became too much to like juggle both things. And in 2007, I helped Shayna build her own space in this crappy warehouse that you had to go in through an alley and and in Chicago. And and then I quit my job doing construction and just full-time became an aerialist. And I trained all kinds of different things. I think trapeze and Spanish web were my favorite, but then I also do fabric and hoop and everything that I could get my hands on. And then I quickly went from there to like learning to balance things and doing a little bit of unicycle and doing a little bit of object manipulation and taking clowning classes and physical theater and really got obsessed, and then I was always costuming. Costuming was kind of always my obsession, even before like way back in like, because I grew up in LA. I'm from here. And I had moved to Chicago for a handful of years.
No, you have to ask her. That's part of your learning, to be able to speak up for yourself.
No, I don't want to. I'm never.
You're never going to speak up for yourself? That is not true. She already does that.
I can already tell that's not true.
She's got like the fire that I have, but then double.
Right.
I'm saying. Like when I was her age, I was shy.
Yeah.
She's not shy. She's not shy. So you're like a circus generalist, which I am not.
I was for many years, not anymore. I consider myself like now like quick change and is my main source of that's my thing. But I did do like Cossack trick riding, and then I got into magic, and then I kind of went full blown into doing quick change, and then my aerial quick change came out of that. On
Yeah, your
Spanish.
act, your
Yeah.
your Spanish web act. Are
Yeah.
you
And
also you're an educator?
that's my thing.
That is your act now. You're an educator too, right? How much of your, like, if
Yes.
you were to do a percentage of your career right now, like, are you instructing and educating?
I'm not teaching very much anymore.
Oh, okay.
I do work for Paper Doll Militia, and I do their teacher trainer program.
Oh, you're one of their staff. You're one of their
Yes.
teachers that teaches that.
Yes.
Okay.
But like my studio burnt down in Los Angeles last summer.
Yes, Jordan's. You were.
Yeah.
Were you
Yes.
just like? Did you have equipment there stored?
Oh, I lost $15,000 worth of stuff.
Don't lie to me. I had no idea your stuff was there.
Yeah, everything. I had trapezes, fabric, my aerial rig,
Oh shoot.
all my like luggage and like stuff. Yeah, everything.
Yeah. So actually, the fire that devastated you was the one last year, not the one this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And that was the studio where I was teaching. I was doing private lessons out of that studio. And that was like after COVID, that was what I was mainly doing. I wasn't really working at a studio anymore. And then, so since that, I've been on tour actually. So going to your question, right now, I'm mostly just performing, and I'm just trying to like do like, I would say 80% performing and 20% teaching and, the
Other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's 70-30, but
Oh my God. Tell us about this tour.
it was great. I was with Flint Creek Circus. They're out of Northern California, Mendocino County. And every year, they've been doing this since 2015, I think is when they got their first tent. And they tour Northern California and into Oregon. And it was June to October. Then we
Wow.
had about a month and a half off. And then we did the winter season in Santa Cruz.
Oh my God. So like Big Top is like alive and well. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of out of their circus. There's another smaller circus, and I'm forgetting the name, but the Northwest has like 2 or 3 circuses that are going on. There's the Bernardos. There's the Spectacular. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. Anyways, there's a lot right now in Piccolo Zope, and then of course the big Zope tent is still going. Yeah, there's Big Top Circus is big in the United States, and it's even doing better, I think, over the last 5 years.
The circus part of the circus life that I have is kind of like, I'm not really in the circus part of this circus world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't touch me as much. So I love hearing about it.
Yeah.
How many like guests can come? Like how many tickets is one
The
show?
tent probably, I think it fit like almost 400 people.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and they do a really cool seating. It's kind of like almost like a comedy club. So there's like high tops, and it's tables. It's basically table seating, which is fun.
Oh yeah, I love that structure.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
really
sit,
cool.
you have drinks, like it's a date, like a date
Yeah,
night.
and they do have drinks. They sell beer and wine, like local beer and wine. They work with different companies. It's great. And they have an adult show a couple times.
Oh,
It's really, yeah, it's fun. And which, as a performer, like when you're doing a lot of shows a week, having a couple of the shows be adult shows and just like kind of changing it up just is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah, they were great. Super great.
yeah,
to
because
work.
I'm assuming like Big Top comes to town. A lot of those shows are for kids. Like a lot of kids are coming to the show. A lot of families.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is like most of their shows, but their adult shows sell out every single one.
Right. Because it's a specialty thing. It's like,
Yeah.
So do you love performing? Do you love touring?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
It's what I like. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy teaching because I enjoy helping people find their voice and like become artists themselves. And I love nerding out and like
Yeah.
fine tuning movement and stuff like that. It's great, but ultimately, I prefer performing.
Elena, would you, and I can always edit this out. Do you mind telling me how old you are? I have no idea.
I'm 48, and you don't have to edit that out. I don't care.
So you and I, when's your birthday?
June 8th, 1976.
So you're going to be 49 in like months from now.
Yeah.
What, Bean?
Does she have a kid?
She wants to know if you have a kid.
Okay, I have that's a story.
Yeah.
I have two in a way. So I had a daughter when I was 22.
Okay.
But she's adopted. I still have a great relationship with her. She graduated. She's in law school right now, and she's awesome. That's Audrey. And then I take care of my nephew. He's been with me for like almost 9 years now or something like that. And he's 19 now. So
And he lives with you. You're his guardian.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You're his parent figure.
Yeah, I'm his parent figure.
So yes and no. She doesn't have a little kid. She wants to know she can make a new friend, basically.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
she doesn't have a kid your age, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how old is she?
They're older. They're older than Ozzy. Do you know the Calvins?
Yes.
Yeah, she's friends with Ozzy, and Ozzy's her
fun.
like teenage friend.
Yes.
He's
Good.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Really
so cool. Max and Ozzy are so cool. Okay, Bean, I gotta focus. Will you let me focus so I can?
Why'd you tell them that we're secret friends?
Okay, because she's friends with them too. Stop interrupting me, or else this is never gonna be over, and we can never go eat lunch. I'm so hungry. Anyways, no, because I got home and I fed her, of course, and then I didn't feed myself.
Yeah.
So, that's what happens. Okay, we're going to get, oh my God, you've just opened a can of worms and I want to ask everything about it.
Wait, look.
Yeah, you found it. Good job. Don't interrupt me again. Okay, so,
Oh, damn it.
Elena, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about. We were talking about, okay, so I am 47, going to turn 48 this year.
Okay.
And I have made the very conscious choice of not caring too much to perform anymore.
Okay.
So it's so interesting to me that like this is like still it's top of mind. It's what you want to do. I think if I had an act that I was really connected to and I really wanted to perform, I might feel differently, but I don't.
Yeah.
That's already
Yeah,
created and curated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just love theater in general, right? So, and I think that like as I continue to perform, like we could do that. I could do this endlessly. I can perform till whatever age. And I think it's just like you sort of just start changing what your role is, or what your act is or something like that. Like maybe spinning from my neck, might have a finite point because it is aerial can be rough on your body, and doing 7 to 10 shows a week is a lot. And so and I definitely feel it in my body, and then need to make adjustments because of it. But I love performing. I love the whole process. I love working with entertainers. I love being in a theater or in a tent. Like, to me, as soon as I walk in, I'm just like, okay, let's
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say the decision I made was not based on my age. It was based on two things. I have like really annoying gut issues that are not terrible, but they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
So like, and stress and anxiety make them go worse.
Yeah.
So it was based on that. And then I don't build and retain muscle very well. Like I'm in the studio 5 days a week, and I have to work so much harder to stay at a point where somebody else, so many of my friends just retain that very easily, regardless of their age. Like, it's just been my body.
Yeah.
So, but what I love is I've had many conversations about having like artists who are not like an age diversity in performances in all types of shows, because the thing that we gain as the audience or as the world, as culture, when there's a diversity of age, is that you get a diversity of artistry. Like me, you, Drea, for example, who is maybe 10 years older than both of us and still performing.
Yeah.
Carmen Curtis, and she performed, I don't know if she performs, but like just people like that, like it's just such a different experience watching them perform.
Yeah.
Because they have all this texture. So I think it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember even going to a Seven Fingers show, and I had seen a video of the show when it was done by its original cast, who was an older group of acrobats. And the show was fantastic. And then I went and saw it live, and they had recast with, 18-year-olds. And there's a moment in the show when they stop on the stage and they introduce themselves. And it's very short. They're just like, "Hi, my name is Elena Brocade. I'm this old," and blah. Right? But because they were all babies, and they were just like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm 18." Like the depth of the moment was
wasn't there,
completely lost. Like you're just like, wait a minute. And which is something I actually have a hard time with in general with shows recasting. Like I don't understand. Like there's so many places where that just does not work. It just like transferring a character to another character, you're losing the flavor of the new person coming out, and you're missing the character of the person going. Okay, so I really have a hard time with that. Anyways, but yeah, I think some of my favorite things are people who have depth of experience, and that comes with age. So,
Yeah, that's the reason why I always leave it open in my heart and mind to go back to it after maybe the stage I'm in right now. Like I have a 5-year-old. It's just so hard to focus on anything creative. Yeah, go ahead, Bean. And it's hard to strength train. And yes, as we get older, it gets a little bit harder to strength train. Like it just takes more. But on the other hand, it's not really an age, it's a time thing for me. Like I have so little studio time right now because I'm with her all the time and I don't own my own space. So I keep it open because I'm just like, well, my experiences, me becoming a mom, all the stuff that I've gone through, that will just enrich over time. And I know it will. I'm very confident in that, even if I lose some other facility here and there. I always leave it as an open like door cracked, because I might decide I really, really want to again in 10 years, and we'll see. Yeah. I might be calling you being like, so do I just soak myself in Epsom salt every night?
That helped.
There's ways to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You treat your body right. You're doing all the recovery, I'm assuming, and you can totally do it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Take care of yourself. And sometimes it is a reality of just not feeling great sometimes, but also not doing anything feels great and terrible, just as terrible as sometimes doing things.
I mean, just on a simple level, like if I take a whole week, like during Christmas, and don't do anything physical, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like complete shit. Like just for not moving myself.
Screaming at you, being like, "Why haven't you gone and hung by your feet?"
Yeah. It's like something's missing in your life. You know what it is. Elena, what is your role at ACE?
Okay, so I am a safety consultant. They have a network of different schools that have decided to kind of like come together, and there was a group of people that put together a list of what they considered safety standards in circus schools. And it's constantly growing. We added new policy or new ideas around sexual harassment and things like that in the last couple of years. And there's always new things. We're beginning to like venture into the thought of like, okay, what does it look like to have safety standards in tents or for camps and things like this.
And this is separate from OSHA, right? This is separate than OSHA rigging.
It is separate from OSHA rigging, but they did take a lot of what's the word? Like kind of not policies, but they did take some ideas. And we have had meetings with people from OSHA recently, actually. We had a joint meeting with people from OSHA talking to them about their safety standards. And OSHA is also kind of created in the same way. Like these are like, they're not rules, they're kind of standards that people have been like, well, this seems to be the best practice. It's best practices, essentially. So basically the way the program works is if you decide to go through it, you go through this application process, which is kind of extensive. It asks a lot of questions. There's a whole part on your facility itself, and then there's on your policies, and then on your class structure and curriculum. And so I'm helping you put that together, and then I will come to your school and kind of look over things, and I will watch and observe some classes. I'll see how you lay things out. And then I make suggestions. I'd be like, okay, well, this is good, but maybe you need to think about this and that kind of thing. And then there's a yearly renewal process that is just like a phone call. You fill some stuff out and we kind of like talk like what's new, what's coming up for you guys. And, some schools are very communicative with me. They're very like, oh, we are putting in this new Chinese poll, and what is your suggestions? And if I can't answer it, I put them in touch with like an actual rigger. Be like, well, my thoughts are this and this and this, but you should probably talk to Delbert Hall.
Yeah, Delbert Hall. I love that course. Elena, so if a studio wants the stamp of ACE safety standard on their website, then they go through this process. Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And we are working on trying to get insurance prices lower because of it. So if you have this, and I think there is like some benefits, like I think it's Front Row that we work with, Front Row something insurance, and that kind of helps. It's still really expensive.
Oh yeah,
the insurance is insane, but so there's still more work to be done on trying to make the certification actually affect your safety standard or your insurance prices.
Okay, but there's an incentive structure there that will get even more as you guys flesh out what you guys are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we just hired a new person. There's 3 consultants right now, and it's tied to ICO, the American Youth Organization, Circus Organization. That's what ACE is. So you can, if you're like a gold member, for instance, of ICO, then your renewal fee is waived, kind of thing. So there's like some sort of payment structure that's connected to ICO.
Okay. Does that mean you're traveling a lot for this job? I would assume yes.
Yes. When new organizations come in, we travel to their space to do a site visit. And before COVID, I was doing that quite a bit. And then during COVID, it changed to an online.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But it was like, it wasn't great because especially with really big schools, I actually paid for myself to go to see NECA in order to do it because I was like, it's too big. Like, I can't, like a tiny studio, sure. You can bring your phone up and can get really close to things, but to do that with a giant school, it was kind of silly. So we've moved back now to where I go to the site visit.
How many schools do you see a year ish? I'm just trying to get the scope of it.
Well, I probably, let me see. I mean, I probably have like 12 schools that I oversee right now, but you
Okay.
only go see them the one time, right? Unless they
Right.
change, like sometimes they change facilities, for instance. Like there was a couple of schools that had one building and then they moved. And when they moved, we had to go and reassess the location. So yeah, that was kind of the deal with that. And so I have 12. And the other people, I think there's probably about 25 or so studios that are right now under the ACE Safety Network program. And we have like a bunch more that have been in process for a while. We went through some structural changes. ICO ACE, their director moved, and then somebody, the person that was like directing the safety program also moved. So in this past year, we've gone through a lot of changes, and I kind of took on restructuring the ACE safety committee so that we don't have a middleman, and that once they kind of initially decide they want to be part of the process, I just changed it over so that it goes straight to a consultant. And I kind of turned it into a quarterly system instead of, because at one point it was like whenever everybody was at a different time, and it was just kind of confusing and too hard to kind of keep up with, especially if it's not consistent. It's hard to remember who's on what schedule. So I just kind of made some changes so that it kind of moves a little bit more smoothly. And so far it seems to be working good. We'll see,
Yeah, I think it's kind of follows the theme of what we were talking about before, that the industry itself is starting to have infrastructure. Like,
Yeah.
it's been how many years now? 20 for you, but like at the beginning of your 20 years, there's like nothing.
Yeah. And really, I mean, circus is pretty underground.
Wait, it's more than 20 years. When did you start? Wait, 2004.
Yeah. 2000.
Okay.
2002 is when I started. So it's been over 20 years.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in general, circus has been thought of as kind of an underground or a rogue
Yeah.
art form, So, and aerial studio, here's the thing too, is like so much of what has kind of grown is like Aerial has become like the new dance studio.
Yes.
So, it and technically I wouldn't even call that circus. That's just like one of the disciplines,
Right.
It's like circus to me is really the whole, it encompasses all of the disciplines, and really Aerial is just like one little part of it, but it has grown so like studios have popped up so extensively.
Oh my God, everywhere.
All over. Yeah. That it became incumbent upon us to like actually sort of self-regulate so that, because if somebody gets hurt at one studio, it affects everybody. Everybody gets, so, it's kind of important that we do that. And in general, I'm also involved in like advocacy groups. I worked with the American Circus Alliance, ACA, and then in their advocacy group. And now I've kind of left that, and I'm working with Shanae Stiletto, who is working on unionizing, and she has the Circus Guild of America. And all of these programs are trying to push towards getting circus recognized in the NEA. And then we
NEA, National Educators of America.
No, it's the National Endowment of the Arts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so like if we got recognized as our own form of art, then there would be more doors for like granting and all that kind of stuff in general across the United States. Of course, we're now in a situation where
you're like an arts administrator. That's what you're arts administration.
That's my side hobby. I mean, politics in general is my side hobby. So for me to get involved in the like circus arts in like
government type of
sense.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're I don't even like the arts we might not even have Social Security next week. So we'll see what's happening with the United States.
Everything, like TikTok might be gone.
Yeah.
All the things. It is like every day I wake up, I'm like, do I open my phone? Do I want to check the news? I feel like because I remember over the years, like there'd just be questions like, is there a standardization? But then there'd have to be people behind it. They'd have to be organizations behind it. And I am glad that it is happening. But on the other hand, for example, I'm here in San Antonio now. And luckily, because of a few individuals, it is not an aerial desert. There is a growing, blooming community here. It is nothing like LA when it comes to like the size of it. Mm-hmm. But there was already a foundation, and it fits my needs so well because, you know, all you need is like one or two individuals who are, you know, like Dara Minkin and Claudia, they've put up a studio. And so therefore this entire community can benefit from it. But then 2 hours away, 3 hours away, it is an aerial desert. There's no access for those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like both. It's kind of like there's this huge growth, but then of course, you know, aerial studios are expensive. Like it's expensive. The city centers are where it's going to be because you have the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. In the Paper Doll Militia teacher training program, one of the women that I'm teaching right now lives up in the Northwest somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure, but it seems like she's inland and not in an actual city. So yeah, it's hard. She has stuff up in her house and
those, you know, backyard rig, online, you know, courses, whatever they're taking.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Every year that I've been in this, I'm like, oh, is it going to grow or is it just going to plateau or die? And it's every year I'm like, oh man, we're growing. This industry is 100% growing. And then you got people like Pink and stuff putting it out on the big, more mainstream things. And then all these small neighborhoods and cities starting to pop up with studios. So I'm glad, Elena, that they have somebody like you with so much experience available. And I feel like my audience too, I feel like you're an amazing resource.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been around a long time, and sometimes I feel like I know a lot, and other times I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much more to learn.
You remind me of Tanya Holt. You guys are in the same category for me. Like,
yeah, Tanya, awesome. She kicks.
Yeah, you guys just know things.
Yeah.
Like when I have a question, I mean, Drea too, but I don't have like a close relationship with her. For sure, like when I have a question, I'm like, Tanya.
Yeah.
How much does this winch do? Like,
yeah.
And as very young too, she was in it very young. But yeah, we need these resources because a lot of times it's not like somebody who's particularly educated or credentialed as a rigger. It's somebody who's been through every single experience of aerial.
Yeah, the rigging thing, like there's so many gigs where I think aerialists don't really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know half the stuff either.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
yes.
how to advocate for
Yes.
themselves. I mean, partially because maybe they don't know what they're looking at, and that's really important. And maybe coming from a construction background, I always paid attention to that. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing a corporate gig in a couple weeks, and in Houston actually, so I'll be neighboring you.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, if you come here, you better tell me. I'll be like, you came here, and did tell me.
Yeah, no, I will for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like in a huge hotel, and one of the first things I say when people want to hire me is like, "Can I talk to the rigger?" Because I want to know what's happening, and but I don't think that's few and far between nowadays, and that's one of the things I want to teach people is to learn about the rigging for themselves, because otherwise, yeah, it's just like we are in a dangerous business. And there's so many people trying it, and the whole thing of just like, yeah, just DIY, throw it up there. Like, on the one hand, I really appreciate that coming from like a punk background. I'm like, yeah, everyone can do it, but everybody should learn.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned
Educate themselves.
Dilbert Hall, the name Dilbert Hall, and I during the pandemic, I used some of that time to take his course.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Oh my God, that course is great. And I really appreciate it, not because don't worry, you guys, I did not absorb any of those formulas. Like, I would never have memorized any of that stuff, but like, just to have an idea of what you're looking at, you kind of have to do something like, I mean,
Yeah.
that course is amazing. It's
I
still
agree.
available, right? Like, somebody
Yeah,
can
yeah,
take it
yeah. I've
anytime.
sent somebody to it recently. It's awesome. And the thing is, you don't have to have the cool thing is, like, I saved the formula pages because I don't know those formulas either. You know
It's
what
like
I mean?
it's like a resource that you put in your computer when you need
Yes,
it.
exactly. And then when I'm talking to a rigger, I'll be like, okay, so what's your, working load limit? And like, what, are we going to do this with pulley systems, or was it dead hung? Understanding the very basics, that you don't have to be an engineering genius to kind of be able to walk in and assess what's safe and what's not safe.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things about being a gigger, is that the word?
Yeah.
Like, when I
Yeah.
was younger in my career, because I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know this. And then I would be like, I want to bring in a rigger. And then sometimes the restaurant or whatever that I was hanging in, they'd be like, well, the last person didn't need one.
I know.
And I'm
It's
like,
so
well, maybe the
frustrating.
last person was Tanya Holt, because like, and she doesn't need one because she is one. Like, she
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
all this
yeah.
stuff, but like, I was just so young in it. So yeah. So people out there, if you want to connect with her, with Elena, she's such a resource. Or go to the ACE website, and there's
Yeah,
so
really.
many resources there to help us all be more educated in this, because it's like,
Right.
after a while you do have to know, like, you just have
Yes.
to know what you're looking at.
Yeah, you absolutely should. You should understand how to do certain knots. You should be able to understand where to find rating on your equipment.
Yeah.
You should understand how to ask whether or not they have a rigger. You should be able to be like, well, is this a structural beam, and is it loaded for 1 ton, that I can hang off of, and be able to be like, well, my dynamic weight, goes up this much when this amount of force is
Right.
happening. I remember when Brett Womack, he did this. He had like a meter on his silks, and he hung it, and he did a dynamic like ankle drop, and to see his weight, what he weighs like 140 or something like that.
I
And
mean,
it
he's a skinny guy. He's not like a bulked out like circus
right.
guy.
And it shot up with this ankle drop. It shot up to like 800 pounds just from that drop. And so, like, just really people understanding, yeah, how much dynamic weight changes things, and drops and spinning and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's really super important to do the math and ask the questions.
And even just to be able to communicate with your rigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bean, you want to come say goodbye?
Boy.
Boy, well, it's nice to meet you. Hope you have a good
Why
day.
do you look so sad? You have a day with mommy? It's the best day ever.
Boy.
Yeah.
Elena, I love getting to know you better and
Yeah,
have this
same.
conversation. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Let's go eat. Mommy's hungry. Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Yes, take care.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digitent Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist.